Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Nguma, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. We're back again with another video. Into this video, we're going to talk about the top plays that you should be watching out for next week. Next week should be really fun, so I'm definitely excited for what's going to happen. And I'm also going to answer some of your questions in the comment section below, as always. And I'm also going to show you two very easy plays to definitely watch for next week. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about the SPY futures. It opened higher and right now it's consolidated. It's been like an hour and 47 minutes. Right now, looking from it at this perspective, again, we don't know where it's gonna happen. But if you take a look at the daily chart, it looks like it may wants to curl back up again. So tomorrow morning we'll be very interested to see exactly how it opens. Right now it's up 0.46%. So it could be up by 0.7 or 0.8% tomorrow. So we will see. And if that happens, that means Apple would also be up there because Apple follows the SPY like to the T. So you could expect Apple to rise to about 120 as well. And will the move last? Honestly, it may, but then again, we have to wait until tomorrow for it to open again. So that is my thoughts on the SPY. So the very first stock that we will address will be one of your stocks from the comment section of yesterday's video. So the very first one would be OSTK. So here is OSTK, and let's look at it from the daily. Right now, looking at the daily, it's not looking great at all. Like, if you ask me if I would put my, let's say the market was open right now, would I put my money in this to go long? The answer is no. The stock is looking very weak. And it looks like there may be bad news coming up like very soon, probably within the next day or two. And if you look at the daily chart like right now, you can see that there is a bearish engulfing candle right here. Okay, it's not looking good. If you look at it on the weekly, this is definitely not looking good. Definitely not looking great. So if you're holding this long, all I gotta say is be very careful. Be very careful. This thing could drop some more. It looks like it wants to. So be very careful. Very careful with OSTK. So that is my thoughts on OSTK, right? And let's move on to the next stock. The next stock that I want to talk about is, yeah, I'm very bearish on Netflix. And I did talk about that in that video. So the next one that we're going to talk about, Peloton. We will talk about it in the morning. Again, Peloton in the morning for sure. Let's talk about Workhorse for a bit. Workhorse is struggling right now. Is really struggling right now. It's up aftermarket right here. And actually on the intraday, it's looking kind of nice. It's looking kind of nice from this perspective. Yeah, it's looking kind of nice from this perspective. It's showing bullishness right now. And if the SPY stands right where it is, it may open higher. And the short sellers from this region could get squeezed. So definitely watch OSTK. Right now it's looking kind of long bias ish, but definitely definitely look at this one. All right, and if it shows any type of weakness and doesn't show any strength at all, like if, let's say it breaks below 22 or $21.80, then you should consider going in short, especially when you look at it from this perspective. Like it got some room right here. Again, all this room right here, you cannot ignore it. Again, so watch it. If it goes below 2180, then you should be looking at it from a very bearish standpoint. All right, so that is my quick thought on WKHS. Now, let me show y'all the very easy play that y'all should be watching for next week. The first one is PEIX. All right. And I say easy because obviously like this is not the video where I tell you to chase this and buy this at the highs. No. This one is very, very extended. It's running out of steam. Look at the bottom right here. Like, let's look at the volume right here. The stock is rising, but the volume is just completely fading. It's looking like it's trying to pick back up again, but I feel like the next one might be red. And just watch this one to see exactly how it opens. On Friday, a lot of short sellers got in here, loaded up on puts or had shares to short. So two things can happen on this stock. Like, worst case scenario, the stock opens up at 11 and then everybody here gets squeezed. Worst case scenario for the short sellers who already got in this on Friday. All right. Best case scenario is that it opens either right where it is or slightly lower to like $9.80, and then the stocks just tanks, like really tanks, because all of the FOMO buyers in here. Let me show y'all the FOMO buyers here, the FOMO crew, the people who are like, oh my god, the stock is gonna go to $20, right? Them, if the stock opens up right there, especially the ones who bought near the peak, like the majority of them will panic. Honestly, like just try to put yourself in their shoes. Like, what would you do if you were in that situation? So I'm extremely short bias on PEIX. The top, if this is not the top, then the top is very, very near. Again, since I'm on the sidelines, I wouldn't mind for the stock to spike even more to $12. If it does, then that's an immediate short for me. Like, without hesitation, I'm jumping in short either here at $12, or if it goes down, if it opens lower at around 960. So this one is easy play number one. Okay, now let's talk about more of your stocks. Somebody is curious about NVIDIA, so let's talk about NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, like right off the bat, the way I'm looking at it, I'm not bullish on it at all. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, this one tends to follow the SPY as well. So if it opens up high at like 562, if it opens up at 562, that's a big gap. So if it opens up here, then yeah, definitely keep your eyes on this, okay, for a potential long. Again, there's people on both sides, short sellers in here, right here. Short sellers who got in right after this evening star right here, right? It's very clean. This evening star is very clean. So there's short sellers right here. Short sellers that got in right after this bearish triangle right there. A very easy pattern on the 5-minute chart. Like, this is so easy right here, right there. Very obvious. So there are short sellers in here who, some of them, right? Some of them didn't take their cut right at the bottom here. Some of them didn't take their cut right at the second chance or the third chance. Okay, so if the stock goes up to like 562 tomorrow, just watch for the short sellers being very fearful and causing a short squeeze to the upside. That's just my humble opinion about the stock. So yeah, that is my thought on it. If you get value from the video, definitely destroy the like button as always. Okay, so definitely watch the video for next week. The next stock that we're going to talk about, this video is going to be just a little bit longer than usual, just a little bit longer. We're going to talk about UPS. And UPS is, let's look at this on the daily chart, shall we? I'm not bearish on it yet. And also keep in mind that earnings is right around the corner. Like right around the corner. Like I said, earnings is a 50-50 coin toss. And this looks like it's on the 28th of October in exactly 10 days. So I would love, personally, because the stock is like super overextended, like I would love for the stock to open up at 200. Okay, like just literally jump up after earnings and be at 200, because if that happens, everybody's gonna take their money off the table, especially the people who bought in these region at exactly like $82. So that's what I would want for the stock. That's best case scenario. That way it gives myself time to collect my puts and just make money as the stocks just bleeds out. So yeah, that is my thought on the on UPS. But the thing is, it could also drop down, like just have a massive gap down and then cause a massive red bar all the way down. So that is the worst case scenario, because some of that money that you could have made if you held position before earnings would be shrunken because you're in late. So that's why I would say that's the worst case scenario. But yeah, that is my thought on UPS. The next stock, let's talk about the second easy play. The second easy play that I want to share with all of you is PACB. Yes, there it is. And this one is very overextended. And for all of you beginners who are like, how is this an easy play? The stock is vertical, and I am a short seller. When I see things like that, I get really, really, really happy because I know that the top is very, very near. Like, if I want to see the stock jump up to $16 very soon, I really do. Like, just to make it very vertical, right? So that I can jump in and make money as it crumbles back down. With puts, people, with puts. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to short sell, we buy puts here to short sell. So that is why I want to share the second easiest play with y'all, PACB. So definitely keep this one on your watch list for a short. All right, I believe we got time for about two more. So let's talk about two more stocks. Snap. Let's talk about Snapchat. Snapchat. I wanted to say that when I first looked at this, I was like, I want to say that I'm bearish, but at the same time, I'm not yet. The first one is no, it has earnings, and again, earnings is on Tuesday, the 20th. So we never know what's gonna happen after that. And plus, when I look at the chart right now, this is not a dark cloud cover. Unfortunately, dark cloud covers are bearish. This is not a dark cloud cover. So as a short seller, I would be just very careful. And again, I would just sit on the sidelines. Number one, it's not bearish enough. It's not clean enough for me to be bearish on it. So I have to wait and see what's going to happen, especially after earnings. If you're holding this through earnings, again, be very careful. I highly do not recommend holding any positions through earnings because you never know what's going to happen. So that is my thoughts on Snapchat. And the next one that I want to talk to all of you about is DraftKings. DKNG. Yeah. So I made a video on DraftKings when it was on the 8th, right after this bearish engulfing candle. And I said that the stock could drop to 47. It kind of bounced a little bit and then just kept rolling over all the way down to 44. So right now may be a good time to watch this to the long side because the short sellers in here shouldn't get too greedy. Like if you're shorting this, like do not get too greedy. This is a lot of money on puts. And personally, I think that it will be a great time for them to take their money off the table right when the market opens, especially when you're looking at the SPY futures being up right now. So that is my thoughts on DKNG. And like I said, when short sellers take money off the table, stocks tend to spike. Okay. And when stocks tend to spike, the calls gain value now. All right. So that is my thoughts on DraftKings. Now, yeah. If you got value from this video, destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, if you're new, definitely subscribe and don't forget to click on that notification bell along with all notification. That way you get notified whenever I release these pre-market / post-market analysis videos. Again, pre-market at 8:15 a.m. Central Time right before the market opens, and the afternoon around like 6 or 7 p.m. All right, so if you haven't followed us on social media, you can find me at Paul and Guma or at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. For all of you beginners looking to get started in the stock market, there are step-by-step links in the description of the video below. The first two links are to get signed up with Webull and with Robinhood. Webull offers 2 free stocks after signing up, and Robinhood offers 1 free stock after signing up with the links below. Once again, my name is Paul with PATTERNOLOGY LAB. where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I'm going to see all of you tomorrow morning, 15 minutes before the market opens.